What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're bringing back What If Ash Was Born in the Sinnoh region. A lot of you guys seem to really like this what if, so without further ado, let's get into part 2 of What If Ash Was Born in the Sinnoh region. On Route 203, the trio run into a trainer trying to capture a Shinx using Chimchar. Once the trainer does catch it, Ash runs over to congratulate him and asks him for a battle. The trainer replies that he doesn't want to waste his time with someone who only catches weak Pokemon. The trainer goes on to say that he watched Ash catch that weak ass Baneri and keep it. This serves to piss off Ash as he doesn't think that way of Baneri at all and wants to prove it to him in a battle. This amuses the trainer and tells Ash that a 3-on-3 battle should be good. He then states that his name is Paul before they begin their battle with Starly and Baneri. Even though Ash's Baneri knows Thunder Punch, it struggles to even land an attack. It's mainly due to the fact that Starly can't fly, and even though Baneri can jump pretty high, Starly can just fly higher. Ultimately, Baneri gets taken out by an aerial ace, and both trainers recall their Pokemon. Paul states that he was right, Ash is just as pathetic of a trainer as Baneri is a Pokemon. Ash gets mad and decides to send in his Croagunk, while Paul decides to send out his Chimchar. Croagunk begins with a Poison Sting, however Chimchar uses Flamethrower to counter it. Chimchar then goes in for a scratch, however Croagunk is able to move out of the way and counter it with a Poison Jab, knocking Chimchar away. Paul then orders Chimchar to use Ember, however Croagunk starts running towards the Ember and counters it with a Poison Sting. Most of the needles are able to help Croagunk get through the embers and right up close to Chimchar's face. Because Croagunk got so close in Chimchar's face, he's able to hit him with a Poison Jab and follow it up with a Brick Break. This serves to put Chimchar down for good, and as Paul recalls Chimchar, he calls it pathetic. Ash and Barry tell him that Chimchar did its best and he shouldn't be calling it pathetic. Paul simply replies that Ash should be more focused on the battle instead of worrying about that, as he sends out Electrocute. Ash sends in his only Pokemon that's left, which is Eevee. Electrocute starts to generate its electricity by swinging its arms around. However, Eevee quickly puts a stop to this by using Swift. She then proceeds to use Quick Attack to close the gap between Electrocute and Eevee. However, Electrocute releases all of its stored up electricity into a Thunder Attack. This does hit Eevee and momentarily paralyzes him, allowing for Electrocute to come in and hit him with a Thunder Punch. This battle just goes kind of back and forth. Whenever Electrocute lands an attack, Eevee then follows up and lands another one. The battle comes to a close when Paul orders Electrocute to finish it off with a Brick Break. However, Eevee just barely moves out in time and uses Copycat. This allows for Eevee to use Brick Break and land a direct hit between Electrocute's horns. While this does serve to knock out Electrocute, it also has an unfortunate side effect, and that's that Electrocute releases all of its stored electricity onto Eevee. Eevee's not able to handle all this electricity, so it faints. While Ash is mad that the battle ended in another tie, he is still super proud that his Pokemon fought so well. Before Paul leaves, he releases his Starly, saying that there's hundreds of other Starlies, even stronger than this one. There's no point of keeping, this one. Ash angrily stares at Paul walking off before he picks up Eevee. Before he can get too far, Barry demands that Paul fight him next time. However, Paul says that since he's friends with Ash, he's probably also a pathetic trainer as well. Barry then goes off on Paul, telling him that he's a better trainer than both of them, and that he's gonna become a Pokemon master someday, but Paul has had enough of this and just simply leaves. Once Paul is out of sight, the trio run to the nearest Pokemon Center to get Baneri, Croagunk, and Eevee looked at. After Ash's Pokemon are all healed up, the trio continue their journey, with Ash still thinking about his match with Paul. Barry, now having calmed down, tells him that he understands Paul only wanting to have the strongest Pokemon, but calling them pathetic and not caring about them is a step too far for him. Not too long after this, they arrive at Orgberg City, where Ash and Barry head straight to the gym. And at the gym, they run into Paul again. And they find out that the gym leader currently isn't here, he's at the Orgberg Mines. So Ash and Barry rush off to Orgberg Mines and find Roark, and they finally convince him to come back. When Roark does come back to the gym, Barry begins to argue with Ash and Paul on why he should go first. But Ian interrupts him, saying that Paul got here first, so he should be the one to go first. This mildly irritates Barry as, he want to go first, get this over with. But after Paul agrees that they can watch his gym battle, Dawn tells him that he can just sit back and watch Roark's strategy, so Barry can come up with a winning strategy to use against Roark's strategy. Anyways, as for Paul's gym battle, it can pretty much play the same with Elekid winning in the end. With that battle over, Roark tells the boys to come back tomorrow as his Pokemon gotta heal. Ash and Barry use the rest of their day to train so they're ready for their gym battle. They also try to help Dawn with some of her contest moves. I mean, Barry isn't much help, and Ash is only a little bit more helpful than him. The following day, Roark is raring to go, asking which one of them wants to go first. Having already settled this yesterday, Barry gets to go first. Barry begins with Shinx, and in response, Roark sends out Cranidos. While Shinx is at a disadvantage, it does put in the work by using Bite and throwing Cranidos against rocks. However, Shinx is eventually taken out, and Barry sends out his Starly, who also gets taken out after a few hits. Barry's final Pokemon is his trump card, Turtwig. Although it's not an easy set of fights, Turtwig actually manages to beat Roark's entire team. As Turtwig not only has the type advantage, but thanks to Leech Seed, it's able to drain the health of Roark's team. Once again, it's not an easy fight, but Turtwig does pull Barry through his first gym. Following that, Roark hands Barry the Coal Badge and asks Ash to wait one more day before challenging the gym. Ash is slightly annoyed at this, but it'll give him more time to train, so he agrees to wait. With Barry now having fought Roark, he helps Ash train for his gym battle. Eventually, the next day comes and Roark begins the match with his Onix. Seeing this, Ash sends in Eevee and begins with a Swift that deals very little damage. Onix throws out an early Stealth Rock, which shocks Ash as he wasn't expecting it so soon. However, it's part of Ash's plan as he has Eevee use Copycat to set up a Stealth Rock on Roark's side as well. Eevee then starts using Quick Attack to make her way over to Onix. However, Onix uses Screech to stop her from running. Onix follows it up by using Slam and slams its tail into Eevee, sending it into a nearby rock. It follows up by using Double Edge, but thankfully Eevee gets up in time and she jumps over Onix, grabbing onto its horn. As Eevee holds onto it, she keeps using Swift on Onix's head to chip away at its health. Onix eventually shakes her off, sending her into the air. Onix uses Double Edge, however, Eevee is able to recover in time and use Onix as a set of stairs to get to the floor. Midway down Onix, Eevee proceeds to use Copycat and hits Onix with a Double Edge. This serves to finally put down Onix. And Roark compliments Ash for training his Eevee to be so good. Roark then sends out his Geodude, who uses a Seismic Toss and Hidden Power to take out Eevee. Ash picks up Eevee, telling her that she did a good job and now to rest up. He then hands her over to Dawn and continues the battle with Baniri. Ash begins the battle by having Baniri use Thunder Punch, however it does little to no damage to the Rock ground type Pokemon. In response, Geodude uses Rollout to chase the bunny around the arena. Thankfully, Baniri can jump high enough to dodge the Rollout. It then starts falling down and hits Geodude with a double kick and then goes in for another Thunder Punch. However, before the Thunder Punch can even land, Geodude grabs Baniri and uses Seismic Toss, dealing quite a bit of damage. Baniri, however, still gets up and hits Geodude with a double kick and quick attack. With another set of double kicks, Geodude gets taken out, forcing Roark to send in his final Pokemon, Cranidos. While Baniri does land a double kick and Thunder Punch, Cranidos' Zen Headbutt is too much for Baniri to handle, and it gets knocked out. This leaves Ash's final Pokemon to be Croagunk. They begin by using a Poison Sting that Cranidos easily just dodges and comes in for a Headbutt. Croagunk then jumps out of the way at the last minute and uses a Brick Break to the back of Cranidos' head. This deals an immense amount of damage to Cranidos, as not only is it weak to fighting type, but it got caught off guard. After Cranidos regains his balance, Croagunk gets hit by a flamethrower. As Cranidos comes running towards him with a Zen Headbutt, Croagunk decides to sit there and watch. As Cranidos gets closer, Croagunk hits Cranidos with a Poison Sting on the leg, causing Cranidos to fall over and miss Croagunk by mere inches. And after this, Krogan decides to go in and finish the job by repeatedly using Brick Break on the downed Cranidos. As soon as Ash is declared the winner, he goes over to Krogan and hugs him, thanking him for the victory. So Ash obtains his first badge of the region, the Coal Badge. Following this, the trio goes off to celebrate their victories by having a feast for them and their Pokemon. They don't spend too much time in Orberg City, as the next day they gotta leave for the next city on their journey. On Route 203, Dawn manages to catch herself a very disobedient Pachirisu who gives them all a bit of trouble. After she releases it, Dawn realizes her mistake and goes back to get it. However, by the time she comes back, Pachirisu is long gone. This means in this timeline, Dawn's gonna have to miss out on having a Pachirisu. She's still gonna be stuck with Piplup and Baniri for now. Other than that, they continue until they find a house that's surrounded by flowers. This is where they witness a woman riding a salamander capturing someone's Gardevoir by turning them into the stone/gold thing. Ash and Barry try to stop her car from getting away with Eevee's copycat and Shinx's Thunderbolt. The woman takes interest in these two, so she turns them into gold and takes them away as well. The rest of this episode can play out kind of the same, with Barry and Ash eventually finding where Hunter J's ship is and sneaking on board. They then split up and find the captured Pokemon and release them, and thanks to Gardevoir, they can teleport out safely. Officer Jenny thanks them for saving the Pokemon, but says that it's unfortunate they couldn't stop Hunter J. Both Barry and Ash agree that if she ever shows her face around them again, they'll put a stop to her. And that's where we're going to be leaving it off for today. So, I want to quickly explain why it's taking me so long to get a second part out. And that's mainly due to the fact that I was just waiting for the other Ash What If, the What If Ash woke up on time to not finish, but finish a region, I guess. But anyways, that's been this video, and if you want to find out which video I'm doing next, go follow me on Twitter. The link's in the description down below. And yeah, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.